What's up, Jason? Good morning.
Good morning, Dom.
How are you doing, buddy?
I am back in the home office in Sioux City, Iowa.
Wait, what? Sioux City, Iowa? No?
That's a David Letterman reference.
Okay. All right. I didn't get it.
For all you '90s kids.
Well, I was not a Letterman fan. I
Top
think
10
I
lists.
got it. All
That's the
right.
only
All
thing
right.
I've watched. I got any
Got you,
thoughts?
buddy. So what does that mean? That it's warm enough for you to be down there?
Partly, yeah.
Or is it, it's because your parents were down there, right? There's the dogs. Now we get the occasional interruption of a doggy bathroom break in Jason's flow. Everybody,
It's back in my routine of opening the doors.
yeah,
It actually feels. I was up in my wife's office, which was cool, but the setup always had me looking at weird angles, and the lighting was all weird. Added like 5 years and 5 pounds to my face.
I was gonna say you look much more glorious today, but might also been that sickness getting out of you.
Yeah, that could have been too. How are you today?
I'm good. It was pouring rain this morning, so the drive was a little hectic in the beginning. Almost like was like, should I just not go to work today and just circle back and go home? Is it really worth it to drive out for one easy, simple meeting? And but I pushed through. I got here. Us Californians, we're really weak when it comes to rain. Our streets and our roads aren't made for it. The other people on the freeway are not made for it. So it becomes very dangerous, not because like I don't know how to drive in the rain, but just because chances are a lot of other people don't know how to drive in the rain.
Ours is snow. Despite living in Colorado, Colorado drivers tend to be terrible snow drivers.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. What's up? Fialo? Good morning. Plush, how are you doing? David, what's going on? Phoenix is the same. Yeah, people don't know how to drive. Yeah, does it ever rain? Feel that in Buffalo too. All right, so it's just people in general.
But also, have you ever heard anybody say, "Yeah, people around me tend to drive okay"?
Yeah, exactly. It's never a thing. There's always going to be, that's the fun part about life. There's always going to be 10 people around you that don't know how to do something. And then you know what they're going to say is they're going to be like, that guy next to me, he doesn't know how to he's doing either. But yeah.
Have you ever given anybody a thumbs up on the road? It's like, hey,
man, really good driving.
That was a good merge. Well done.
Sarcastically. But you know what, everybody? Why don't we challenge you to give someone a thumbs up after they make a good move on the.
That guy gave me the finger,
and I had a thumb. There's a thumb, I promise.
I had my blinker on and everything.
Yeah. All right, so you're feeling good. You're back. You're back at a high level percentage, maybe not 100%, but you're back.
I'm definitely at a 94.
Nice. Sure. Have you did you get a workout in today, or will that be tomorrow?
One in, and Kristen nearly joined me.
Almost. All right.
We set a goal.
Is that a goal? I was gonna say.
Well, it's. I mean, we've been working out separately for years.
Yeah.
And maybe like once a month, maybe we get something in. Maybe not even once a month. And I'm calling my wife out right now. Normally, when we set these early morning sessions, she usually goes right back to bed. So I'm calling on everybody in the chat and online listening on the Facey Spacies.
Oh, okay.
We send a message to Kristen Turner and tell her to get up and get to the gym. Because the spouse rule is in effect here. Usually when your spouse says, hey, let's do this thing, or this is a good idea, sometimes hearing it from somebody else works a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see myself in any different position, you know, in the coming months or years that Amy and I won't be that we'll have this home gym and we'll be working out in it completely separately, and we'll, you know, I'll say to her, you should join me, uh, or vice versa, and I can see us not syncing up for a really long time. That's fine.
Is how's the home gym working for you guys? How is it how is the entire family interacting with it? You're getting your
Um,
sessions in. You said your son is punching the bag.
Yeah,
Has that been
I
like
think
something
everybody's
like an effect?
enjoying it the way that I hope they would. And you know, it gives us a chance to move our body and teach some little things. And I don't think I'm in it as much as I would want to be, but at the same time, just like with everything that I'm doing right now, like my main focus is making sure I'm giving my time to the kids as much as I can. So if they, you know, pop in while I'm working out, like I'm not gonna say, you know, dad's got to do 4 sets at this time limit, you know, and, you know, get out of here. So, you know, I leave it open. I mix it up with them like that. Well, 1 or 2 days, Bentley's kind of jumped in with me and tried to learn some stuff. And then, you know, we got to get right off to school or the day or whatever. So yeah, it hasn't been as involved. My wife's told me that she uses it almost daily. Like she'll come in and after her walk with her friends, and she'll do her little routine of exercises. We still haven't gotten or figured out a treadmill. So basically, we were leaning more towards just since it's like the only item we were really gonna like purchase heavy. She was really leaning towards the Peloton, and then we saw that they're like out of stock until like May. So we figured we'd take a little bit more time to kind of look into other options, and since those weren't coming anytime soon.
What are your true thoughts on treadmills? That is my least favorite piece of equipment. And I would switch that with either a rowing machine, dare I say an assault bike. That's a little bit too extreme.
Yeah. So I would probably lean more towards a bike. But the I my thing was I'd rather walk outside, go on a hike, go walk around the beach. Like you guys have seen me like kind of doing all that walk stuff. So if I need to walk or run, like I'll do it outdoors. I don't like walking or running on a treadmill whatsoever. So I think my preferred cardio would just be like outdoor walking and running. Obviously, on rainy days and cold days, it makes it a little bit more difficult, and so a treadmill makes sense. But my wife is a big treadmill person. Like that's her jam. And so, you know, everything else in the gym right now is basically mine, like the punching bag and the weight set. Not that she or anyone else can't use it, but like the treadmill was like the her thing. What's up, Blaze?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Good morning, Pilot Blaze.
What's up?
Buddy?
Said good morning, Pilot Blaze.
I got a new closet, so I'm streaming from the closet right now.
Yeah.
It sounds really good.
Does it really?
You're like super clear.
It's your headphones.
So, my wife got us California closets because it's something she's been working really hard on, and she has been working really hard. So she got me one too, and now I'm like, all right, I need a TV in here. This is gonna be my closet, my office, and my video game room. I just like small spaces. I don't know.
I get that.
Awesome.
You should put some of that foam on the walls to make it look real official.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Staple some egg
Blackhawk
cards.
Blaze. That sounds like you need a figurine.
I like this branding idea from Plush. We need to get some where'd it go? We need to get some fake mustaches, V Dad's fake mustache for our mom folks out there.
I love it. I can actually grow a really nice mustache. It's just my wife prefers that I don't. Like, I'll have to show you guys a picture. Oh, I showed you the picture. I showed you guys the picture the other day.
Yep.
I tried to grow it out again with Travis Kelce. Was growing his, but it didn't work.
Wives try to shred it down.
Yeah.
You
Shame.
guys have probably done this. You have some overgrowth. You're shaving, and you experiment with facial hairstyles before going all the way. And at every
Oh, yeah.
step, you go and show your family and see if you like any of them.
Yep, I do that. I do that up here and over here.
Do a mohawk.
I like the what's this called? The one where
Mandalore?
it's a
Oh, the
mustache
Fu Manchu.
that goes. No, it's the one that goes mustache into the mutton chops.
Oh, I don't know.
When you go on your phone and you do that thing where you sort your pictures by people and you click on yourself, that's like half of what you see in mine is my facial hair trimmings.
That's funny.
I love it.
Did you guys do gratitude yet?
Yeah, we were waiting for you,
Yeah,
Oh, thanks, guys.
Hondo P.
start us off. Please.
So I've really been bonding with my kids lately over movies, and so like really trying to like hype it up each week for like a new movie. Like last week we did the Plankton movie on Netflix, the SpongeBob. It was actually kind of like a musical. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow there's a new Looney Tunes movie that comes out called
Oh.
like The Day the Earth Stood Still or something. I can't get a good angle right now with my coffee cup. So we're gonna go see a Looney Tunes movie tomorrow at the theater, and I never thought that that's something that me and my kids would do together, just because I thought Looney Tunes was dead, especially after Space Jam 2. But it's featuring like Porky Pig and Daffy Duck, and I'm assuming some kind of alien invasion. So I'm just like really excited to go with the kids tomorrow. And we just watched the trailer, and one kid said, "Yeah, let's go." The other kid said, "Yeah, let's go." And then the oldest one said, "Maybe." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, you can just sit at home and do homework then." Just
Yeah.
kidding. She'll go. So that's I'm just excited to explore that IP with my kids and Porky Pig and Daffy Duck and all the stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is a cool thought. How those movies, all like I guess I'll say intellectual properties of our childhood. It's nice when they kind of extend a bit farther where we can share them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Animaniacs, I think I tried showing my kids. Many of them were not hits. Like they didn't
Yeah.
quite hit with the kids just because it wasn't Pixar-ish, you know? It was
Yeah.
almost like I remember the first time that I showed my kids like a real cartoon. Before that, it was mostly like Frozen stuff, right? So it's like, and it's not that they didn't like it, but in my head, I'm thinking, wonder what that experience is like going from like these like super, hyper realistic cartoon animations to like the hand drawn style. Like, does that immediately become accessible for kids, or they kind of have that thought of what am I looking at? It's like moving drawings. How do they do this magic?
Mine was when Disney Plus brought on like all the '90s Spider-Man and X-Men. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
so excited because that was like my Saturday morning cartoon, like gotta see it. And like every time I missed it, I would get upset because there was no way to like rewatch or anything like that. So I got super excited, and my kids shut that down in like the first episode. They were like, "Dad, get this crap off the screen."
Are you kidding
So
me?
I think one of these days I just need to like binge watch it all, like just send
Yeah.
them on a trip somewhere. But like make the trip really horrible on purpose because they hurt my feelings, and then just binge watch it all weekend long. But yeah, no, they really did. Like none of them showed any interest. They were like, "What is this?"
What cartoon was that again?
The old like '90s Spider-Man and like X-Men.
The old 90s Spider-Man is so good. How could they not like that?
And the X-Men too.
Yeah.
Um,
Because like Jason said, it's not like that hyper realistic like
Yeah.
cartoon CGI or like whatever you want to call it that they have now. Like it definitely looks different, like you can tell, and all that stuff. But like for me, it's just the nostalgia of growing up.
Did you watch the new one?
The new what?
Did you watch the new X-Men?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so there's the 90s cartoon, and so they brought it back this year with like new episodes and a new writer and everything. And the first season was so good, but then they fired the writer. I think he was doing, I don't know what happened, but it didn't sound good. But it was really good. Yeah, so pretty cool.
One cartoon that was a hit were on Disney Plus were the new animated Mickey, like Adventures of Mickey Mouse. It's like they're written by, or animated, I think written and animated by the makers of Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's like Ren and Stimpy like pushed the line of comedy like as close as they could get to PG-13 without going total R. And some of that is evident in the Mickey Mouse episodes. Like it's still kid friendly, but it's just, I don't know how to explain the humor, but I thought it was hilarious.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, and they're all quick. They're all like 5-minute episodes.
So they got like the Disney copyright and all that stuff to be able to do that?
I guess, yeah. The copyright for Mickey Mouse, I think, has lapsed.
Oh, you're right. You're right. No, well, it's Steamboat Willie.
That's right, Steamboat Willie.
Hello.
Right.
Well, shall we talk about Kobe Bryant in today's reading?
I can't talk about Kobe Bryant without crying because that just, it always breaks my heart.
Yeah. Super sad story.
Yeah, it's one of those things you don't like to think about, and you can't believe it happened.
Yeah. And it's not just him, it's that his daughter lost his life too. And that's just like, so, because I was talking to a buddy one day and we were like talking about like going to see some celebrity. And he's like, oh, I can just go see him another day. And I'm like, that's what you probably said about Kobe. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're right.
Too soon.
I'm like, yeah,
too soon.
Because you might not always have the opportunity to meet your heroes. But yeah, so I really like today because sometimes, like I always try to tell people like God, family, work. I never want to put work above those things, but I constantly do that. And so hearing a reading like today that talks about like putting your family first, and like even like someone like Kobe Bryant was doing that, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm on this earth. I mean, I didn't provide my family and stuff like that, but it's okay to say like no to different opportunities, because if you say yes to everything, then you don't have any time left for your family. So I thought it was a great reminder on that.
Yeah, that was something I was trying to think about. What was the last time that I said no to something strictly because of family time without besmirching it? You know, like sometimes you'll try to be making plans, and usually there's somebody that says, "Nah, I'm stuck with the kids." Right? And I get it. Like I totally get that feeling. I don't know. I may have even said that at some point, but I've never felt like I was stuck with my kids. Even if it's not doing anything because I can't do the thing with like my friends, like an adult thing. But I'm generally, it's almost generally like kind of relaxing, almost to the point of using your kids as an excuse, you know, because
that's the number one, like one of the top 5 things of becoming a parent is like, oh, you know, I can't.
Another one for the highlight reel.
Yeah. I can't go today. Sorry, guys. I gotta go to. My son wants to watch 3 hours of Pokemon. We're doing a Pokemon marathon. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've been starting to drop that as my reason for leaving work early or whatever.
Excuse me.
I find that it makes it easier, because most of the people that I work with are family people. Like, I've had a number of client meetings where, the kids were with them because it was either spring break or a holiday or a kid was sick. And, I don't make my clients or anyone feel bad that, their kids are involved or taking their time, or I don't have their full attention. Like I've had subcontractors, come to work and their kids are in their truck, and, they have to keep the meeting short. And, so I think it's a pretty normal thing. and I'm just trying my hardest to make it more normal so that it's, it becomes for instance, my kids will be on spring break in 2 weeks,
Mm.
and it like perfectly timed, like it just lined up where I have a new job coming out, so we're gonna get to see the kids are gonna get to have some fun. I'm gonna bring them to a house and I'm gonna let them demo it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we've done this a number of times. I don't know that I've actually had Bentley do it, but the girls have experienced a couple of these demos. It was a lot easier when we lived one town over.
Mm.
One of our fondest memories was they got to experience where we, like out in our neighborhood, you can do this thing where, and I actually forgot to do it with this job, but as a contractor, you reach out to the local police and you allow the local police to do SWAT training in the house, like when it's
That's so
empty.
cool. Yeah.
And so a while ago we did that, 2 different jobs. And so they go through with dogs and throw flashbangs in the house and like do all this stuff. And
Before you demo it.
yeah, like when
Man,
the
it's so
when the
stinking
owners
cool,
are
yeah.
when the owners are moved out, the house is empty. They do like little training because it's more realistic to be in an actual like real house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another time I got to, the second time we did it, because I got to know them a little better, they let me actually shoot the little like grenade launcher into the
Oh
into the
man,
garage,
that's so awesome.
into the garage door. So, but we haven't done that in a really long time.
I'm going to toss Dom's question out here, and
Yep.
I'm going to use one of Ryan's assets.
Adam 2, what's your 20?
Wait, I'm going trying to find
It's not that easy.
No, wait, I think I got it. Here it is. Okay, I got it. Which one
You
says
can go right on Blaze's head.
Daily Dad's couch? There it is. Oh wait, does it take him away?
No,
Right.
I was checking something.
Question for the
He was
couch.
dropping his phone again.
Yeah.
I'm channeling Ryan now. Question for the couch. What strategies do you use to set boundaries and protect time with your family? I will start not with my example, but with Kristen's example. Kristen's going through a job change. And it kind of started with our spring break coming up this year. Our spring break is this coming week. And in the job that she was previously at, the past 2 years, she had to be gone to go to LA for some kind of big Adobe
Training.
What's the big thing that happens in LA? Salesforce.
Oh, I don't know.
One of those big things, way out of my pay range. The past 2 years, she's been gone. And that was one of the times where I had to say a few times, nope, I got the kids this week. And this year, she said no, because she just wants the family. And she didn't necessarily get pushback. She got more like heavy suggestions. Hey, are you sure? Because this is usually your jam. But Kristen stood that line, and that kind of built into her leaving this place that she was at. So
Good for her.
I don't know. When Dom says strategies, like usually that strategy is like a hard no. But maybe a good way to put it, Dom, is what are some ways that you set those walls up for yourself? I feel like I'm pretty good at setting up those walls between my family time, my personal time, and my work time. Sometimes for better or worse. But what are some things that help you decide that, or help you decide when you take a break from work or the scene or your kids? And are there any times where you put a wall on your family time to do the other things? Because you kind of you need all three, but you can only do two, right? So what are some ways you do that, folks?
I just think you always have to be ready to say no to people. I'm trying to think. I mean, usually it's like a work thing, and like sometimes I've been in work conversations where they're like, "Oh man, why can't you do this?" And I'll be like, "I have another job," and they're like, what? You never told us about another job. And then I'll be like, yeah, I'm a dad. And I don't think they like that very much. But I will say that sometimes. I have to go do this call thing I forgot about. But love you, Couch. Love you, dads. Everybody have a great day. And tomorrow's Friday. There you go.
See you, buddy.
Later, homies.
Thank
I
you.
like MPs using those buffer times between home and work to leave it. I do have a little bit of a drive, which I can kind of do that. And I'm usually with the kids or a kid. I usually have one kid with me driving home. And that usually looks like a silent 5 minutes after before we start talking to each other. Oh, I'm covered by the couch now.
Yeah, I wonder why we can't just like move it into the middle of us, or
Wait,
like
hang on.
the other thing would be shrink it down maybe a little bit.
Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
But I could,
Yeah, like I said, for me, it's just my strategy has been more of talking more about my family in the environment of work, and like also like talking more about other people's family. So like bringing family into work on both sides of the conversation, so that it's known that like at the end of the day, like everybody in the conversation should know that family should come first. So like maybe your boss or your coworker or everybody else like doesn't think that, but like the more that you talk about it, like even just like asking them about their kids and family and work, like you can start to pull that a little bit more out of them, and then they'll be a little bit more understanding of like when you say I'm putting my family first, like not literally say the phrase I'm putting my family first, maybe you might have to, but more along the lines of like, yeah, I got to go. Like my daughter has a swim meet. Like I won't be available for an evening meeting because my kids have something to do, or I just, have that boundary that I'm only available from 8 to 5. And even those hours are sometimes a little stretched, uh, for the family. So that's what I've found.
yeah, I think that's healthy. Not necessarily in my profession, more in Kristen's profession. She mentioned that a lot of the people that she works with that are similar ages to us don't have kids or a family, or maybe just a wife.
Hmm.
And it seems like her career, people tend to follow their career before thinking of family.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. The thing that I always wondered is, does that dynamic still exist where somebody who doesn't have a family and might be in a higher position expects the lower levels, the castes, if I'll bring that in, if they expect them to put family on the back burner and jump on calls or do things at like 9 at night.
Yeah.
At
I
night.
think I think it does. I think they they don't quite have that understanding. Some people are a little better than others, but like I'm sure there are people out there. I'm failing to think of someone right now off the top of my head, but I'm sure that's where David pointed out earlier is like losing a job because he picked family first. Is probably in a situation like that. Like that's what I would see would happen, and in that instance, like kind of like what David said is like, then that just means that the job wasn't for you. Like if the person that you're working with doesn't understand that part of your life, if it's something where you're like stuck in the position because you're in a corporation and that's who you work for, then that's something that you would obviously need to work on more and more and more, or get to a point where you leave. But yeah, for me, like I said, I build homes mostly for families because the homes that I build are very large and very expensive. So most people are either have a family or are building a family or want to build a family. So bringing family into the conversation is very easy for me. And I'm sure it's very easy for you too because you're a school teacher. So you're literally teaching people's kids. And I'm sure most of the people that you're talking to have a family or
Yeah,
are
it
the
is.
parents of the kids.
Yeah, and that is something that I'm really thankful for, that I don't really have to deal with that
Yeah.
back and forth of, hey, this thing has to be done. You're gonna have to skip tonight's date night or something like that. I don't have that, and I know some people have to do that, and sometimes sometimes they're they're the breadwinner and have to make those calls. But I'm grateful that I don't have to be there very much.
Yes, sir. All right. We made it to the top of the hour, everybody. Happy Thursday. Enjoy your day. I will be trying not to get too wet and going home for the weekend. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend, right? So don't forget to wear your green or get pinched by your children.
Today's neon day at school. I gotta go see if I have something neon. That's not
Nice.
not a skin tight rash guard.
Oh, that would be good. That would be funny though. Little headband action or some neon glasses for Teacher Jason.
Be weird. All right,
Bugs and hearts.
bowls of coffee, y'all.
I don't know how to take that couch off though. Well, we're just gonna put this on, see if that works. There we go. All right, everybody, have a great day. You can't see us. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye,
See you,
Jason.
everybody. Have a good day.
There's that.